Hello friends and welcome to a video on how to cope with loss in Dota 2. Losing MMR is so painful sometimes, but I want you to know it's normal. Because if you watch a lot of videos, especially YouTubers, content creators, they like to just put out the best games. Check it out. 15-0, look at me carry, like E-Blade Dagon support build, whoa! They show their best performances, and when you play the game and you don't match up, it can feel really bad. It's like the whole social media thing. People only post the good parts of their life, and then you feel like, oh, I'm struggling with so many things, I'm a loser. You're not. Everyone has losses and struggles, and it includes Dota. So I want to show you guys that right now, I'm on a pretty big downturn in MMR. Usually I say I'm around 6.7. I'm at 6.3 right now. I think my peak was like 6.8 something, so I'm down about 500 MMR. In my experience, I think the most I ever went down was like 1.2k. I think I dropped from like 5,200 to like 4k, and I was like super depressed at that time. But since then, I think I have a lot healthier of a mentality around losses, and I feel like that makes Dota so much more enjoyable now. Like, yeah, I'm not happy that I lost all these games, but I still feel excited to play and excited to get back into the game, like after a small break, and I think that's good. And I want to be able to share that with you guys because that feels the best. Like, so far, I mostly try to teach you guys how to like play better, but like feeling good about the game and enjoying it, that's awesome. So I want you guys to know it's normal. I lose a ton, Now here, I've got a nice like win streak, and so it can feel really bad if you're like winning a bunch and you're like, wow, I'm doing great, and then you lose a bunch and you're like, oh, it was all worthless, It's not. If you learn something from all of these games, you're improving. This kind of balances out the amount of, okay, actually there's a couple more losses here. And beyond that, you'll see that I am losing a few more. You'll also notice I'm playing a bunch of different heroes, so there are different lessons you can learn from your losses, and that's one important thing to approach all this. I think a lot of people, when they start losing, they just feel like, especially if you're playing like average to well, you feel like, I think I'm playing well, but I'm losing, and like it feels so bad. I want you guys to know, instead of just feeling like you've lost MMR for nothing, don't feel like you've traded MMR. Like, I lost that game, but here's what I gained as a Dota player. So like this game, I lost some MMR. But what did I learn? I learned that we needed to lane swap because this game I happened to be like a double melee versus double range lane. And we could have swapped lanes and the game would have been a lot easier. Maybe we still lose, but it would have made the game easier. And I take that lesson and I apply it to myself as a Dota player. So I didn't just lose MMR. I gained some kind of lesson. Spirit Breaker, I'm trying to learn Spirit Breaker. I'm playing him a little bit more. So I don't have that much personal Spirit Breaker experience. So I learned a lot from this game. Let's click it real quick. So conceptually, I knew it's really important to see where Spirit Breaker is, and that's how you play against him. In this game, I got to feel it for myself, and I learned how important it is to not show. You see, I fed really hard this game, guys. It happens to everyone. I learned how important it is to stay off the map sometimes as a roamer, not just. I felt like when I was in the bottom lane, I'm playing the lane. And then if I want to go mid, I would go mid. And he would know every single time because usually I'm showing. And then the one time I disappear, I was always trying to roam. And so every time I would disappear, he goes and plays safely. So I needed to just stay off the map sometimes. Even if I'm just standing there, it doesn't matter. Just so that they have this uncertainty that maybe he's just standing in the lane behind a tree. Maybe he's roaming. I don't know. I knew that conceptually, but I didn't have that experience, and now I do. I also learned it sucks to play against Underlord. Oh my god, have you guys ever done that? The pit is horrible as a Spirit Breaker. It's so hard to do anything. I now have that experience. I know that. So I lost the game. I lost some MMR, but I learned some valuable lessons. Now some of these I did play well, and I still lost, and it's okay. Every single game, I can pick out a couple specific lessons. Don't just say, like, I should have played better. Okay, like, shouldn't you always feel like that? I should always play better? Or like, oh, I should have gotten more last hits. I should have not died so much. Tell me something specific. Tell me how you're going to get more last hits. I am going to push the lane, and then I am going to pull the jungle camp myself and farm that. and then get back to the lane. And that way I am now adding in jungle camps to my farm. Fantastic. That is a specific lesson. You are improving as a player. You've lost some MMR, but you've gained. Maybe you're not going to put that in practice right away. But you'll like remind yourself a couple times, and slowly you'll improve. That's how we start to win games again. You have to improve from your losses. If all you ever feel like, if you lose and you instantly queue thinking, I am going to just win my MMR back real quick, like that game was so dumb, let me just win. Scientifically, that'll be one of the worst games you experience. Always. Maybe you play terribly, maybe you play fantastically, but you have a toxic teammate, maybe there's a smurf on the enemy team. Anytime you think, I just want to win back my MMR, it doesn't work. Scientifically, it doesn't work. So you can't approach it like that. Take a small breather if you're feeling tilted about a loss. Come back to the game when you're excited to play, or when you're like at least neutral a bit, you know. But anytime you just want to regain MMR, it's awful. And it just starts this cycle where it gets worse and worse, and that's not healthy for your MMR or for your own mental health. So short video, kind of just my own ranting a bit, but I did want to share with you guys that like I lose too, everyone loses, everyone goes through like big wins, big losses, they stagnate a bit sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. That is, it's very normal. So if you ever feel like you're going through that, just know you're not alone. Don't just look at like all the content creators putting out all their wins and everything. And if you ever seen me stream, you see me lose all the games. So, but this is for the maybe just the people who watch on YouTube then. That's it. Kind of just a fun ranting lesson for me. Easy video, nice. Hopefully we'll win back some MMR, you know. And I think I will. I'm confident in it because I'm not tilted about it. And I think that's good for winning back MMR. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you can apply this to your own lessons and maybe even enjoy the game a little more. Whoa! All right, see you guys.